No one plans for hair loss, but through Hims, you can take the next step with confidence. Access treatments made with clinically proven ingredients like finasteride and minoxidil to stop hair loss and regrow hair in 3 to 6 months. No waiting rooms, no hoops, just ingredients with a track record of results. You shouldn't have to go out of your way to feel like yourself. Hims brings expert care straight to you. With 100% online access to personalized treatments that put your goals first. For simple online access to personalized and affordable care for hair loss, ED, weight loss, and more, visit hims.com/Hail Mary. That's hims.com/Hail Mary for your free online visit. hims.com/Hail Mary. Individual results may vary, based on studies of topical and oral minoxidil and finasteride. Prescription required. See website for full details, restrictions, and important safety information.
It's Kelly Clarkson here to talk all things Wayfair, the best place to buy furniture, decor, and anything else you can think of to create a home you absolutely love. I know when I shop with Wayfair, I find options for every style, whether I'm feeling boho or farmhouse, modern, traditional, French country. I can find exactly what I need for my home and more. No matter your space, style, or budget, shop Wayfair.com to make your home way more you.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Welcome to the Dogs Podcast with your hosts, Blake Reneker, Justin Charles, and Josh All.
What's up, Browns fans? Welcome back to another episode of the Dogs Podcast presented by Manly Bands on the day in which your Cleveland Guardians were able to clinch the AL Central.
Hell yeah.
Biggest comeback in Major League history. We're stuck sitting here talking about your Cleveland Browns. So that's just the life we chose. We started the Dogs Podcast instead of the Indians podcast 5 years ago, and this is where it got us. It led us to this moment. But at least one team from Cleveland was able to get a leg up on Detroit today, so that's good. Justin and I decided to rep our Cleveland baseball gear today.
That's a good idea. I wish I'd have thought of that.
In celebration of that.
Roll Tribe.
Yes. Obviously, tough game today. We're going to get into everything. Let us know what your guys' thoughts in the comments. Help us out. But if you want to get thoughts, intros, voicemails on the show, head to thedogspodcast.com. Tap leave voicemail on the drop-down menu. We got a few voicemails to get to today, so we appreciate everybody who sent one in. If you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. Make sure you tap the notification bell so you don't miss any of the content that we're putting out. You can find us on any of the major social media platforms. Just search at The Dogs Podcast. And if you prefer to listen to the show, you can find us on Apple and Spotify. Lastly, if you're looking for more Dogs content, head to jointhedogs.com, become an official Talkback member on the Patreon page, get access to the private Discord, play fantasy football with us, have people to talk Browns football with 24/7, and even other things when Browns football is too depressing to talk about. So if you want a bunch of cool people to hang out with from all over the globe, I'm not being facetious when I say that. It's literally global. If that interests you, you want to meet Browns fans from all over, it's jointhedogs.com, become an official Dog Pack member. So another tough game for the Cleveland Browns. Obviously, it's going to be a long season. Do we just want Brad to say it for us? Do we just want to kick off the show with Brad's?
Yeah, sure, we can do that. We got a voicemail here from Brad.
Hey guys, it's Brad Monmaker. Womp womp womp. Yep. Another eye gouging game to watch there. Man, I don't know. Some of Kevin Stefanski's decisions lately, I don't know, man. Has me thinking we should move on from him. I mean, I know we still need some talent at certain positions. I get that. But, still, man, I don't know what to do. Anyways, we just got to keep moving forward. It's going to be a long season. Who thought the Deshaun trade would put us in this position where we're a dumpster fire right now? Is it all his fault? Some of it, most of it, but not all of it. But we're in this position now. We got to dig our hole out, and it's going to be a long season. So smoke one, drink one, get your seat comfy, because it's going to be a long, long, long season, guys. Oof. 2017's calling. I don't want to answer their phone call right now. All right, guys, let's go Browns. Woof, woof, woof.
I think when he said smoke one, he meant smoke a cigarette. That's what he was talking about.
What a difference a week can make, by the way. Last week, Brad sent in a voicemail that was so crazy and excited, and the crowd was going so nuts that we couldn't even play it because you couldn't understand anything. And then today, it sounds like Brad's sitting next to his bathtub holding a toaster. So,
hey, I told everybody to take it week by week because the thing is, and I did the preview show on Thursday for this Lions game, and I said, and it turned out to be very accurate. I said the Browns offense and special teams were going to have to play completely mistake-free for the Browns to have any chance of winning this game because Detroit is just a different offense. They're better than the Packers on offense. They can do more things, and we're playing in their building. And we did everything but play mistake-free. We played mistake-full football on offense and special teams.
I'll say this. I thought the key to this game was stopping the rush. I thought if we could stop the Lions rushing game that enforce Goff to be like a straight drop back 45 times throwing the ball passer, that we could force some turnovers, that we could force them into some mistakes, kind of like the way the Packers did in week 1. I mean, that's essentially what the Packers did. The Lions could not run the ball on the Packers. It made their offense one-dimensional. They were able to feast. I thought we could do the same thing. In theory, we did that. They rushed for 109 yards on 3.8 yards a carry. They didn't run the ball down our throats, and it turned out to Jared Goff was 16 of 27. He only threw for $168, threw an interception. His QBR was only 45.8. The issue is you gave them 2 extremely short fields on 2 terrible interceptions again, and then you gave up a punt return for a touchdown. We said it last week, like if we were going to win games, you were going to have to win ugly. The defense was going to have to carry, and then the offense, and then obviously the special teams too, we're going to have to just play clean. They didn't have to light it up. Like, I don't expect the offense to go out and put up 50 points. I just expect them to not give up 14 to 21 points and keep it close, keep it a 1-score game going into the 4th, and then hopefully your defense can do something magical, give you the offense a short field, just like we did last week with the Packers. The problem is this offense just can't do it, and obviously the special teams is I feel like the special teams is it's like a wave. Like 1 week they play great, and then the next week they give up a punt return for a touchdown. Then the next week they'll play great again. We'll have great coverage, and it's just like we can't get that right either.
It's disappointing. It's super disappointing because it's another week. You know, obviously we're a week removed from Green Bay, but it's another week where we're in the game. I feel like the defense is literally just putting it all out on the field. We're getting stops. We're shutting down this elite offense for the most part. And it's just the same kind of story, just stupid mistakes, turnovers. The special team stuff, like the punt return, that was an absolute dagger because you knew at that point it was over. Like, even if you were still clinging to hope, that was it. And then, you know, obviously Schmidt missed the field goal. It's a long field goal. You know, it is what it is, but it's like, it's a roller coaster ride, you know. But
you know what's crazy about the Schmidt missing the field goal thing is he missed it, and I was like, it happens. If this would have been 2-3 weeks ago, I would have been so mad. It's amazing what going 3 games in a row without missing any kicks and making a game winner will all of a sudden do for my mentality on the kicker. You know what I mean? Like he missed kicks the first week. We were like, okay, this sucks. And then he went 3 games in a row. He was perfect. Didn't miss a single kick for 3 games, made a game winner. That's all it took for him to get like just the tiniest bit of grace for me. Now, if he comes out and he misses multiple kicks again, we're going to be back to, you know, get rid of the guy. But all you got to do is just go games. You're not going to make every kick, especially that's not a chip shot. 56 yards isn't a chip shot, you know. So like bad kicking's an epidemic in the NFL. So you can't just be tossing your kicker out if he misses a random 56-yarder, as long as it stays random. You know what I mean? It can't become a pattern. Now we got to string together a couple more games of no misses. And then if he misses another one from 50 plus, you know, in 3 or 4 games, it kind of is what it is. That's just kind of like the nature of the business right now in the NFL. There's nobody making all their kicks. It's crazy.
No, I mean, it also wasn't like a high pressure kick for the team. We were out of the game at that point. He makes that kick. Okay, so we tack on 3 more. This offense isn't scoring points at all. And then I just real quick wanted to go back. I know you said that, you know, we held them to 3.8 a carry, but if you look through it, that actually includes like 2 Kyle Allen kneel down, the Jamison Williams end around that went for negative, and well, yeah, I guess those 2. But Jahmyr Gibbs actually rattled off 6.1 a carry, 15 for 91. He was tough. I knew he was going to be a problem because, you know, yes, we faced Derrick Henry, who's like probably the best running back in the league, but he's a different animal. He's big. He's not he is not the thing that always troubles this Browns defense, which is those smaller, faster, shiftier guys. And they don't get faster and shiftier than Jahmyr Gibbs. And we couldn't stop him. He was ripping off long gainers all the time. His touchdown run was like, that's what a superstar does. And he did it.
I agree. He ran the ball well. And then there was Montgomery, 9 for 12.
Right. We stopped him.
Like we did. I would overall say if you kept the Detroit Pistons, if you kept the Detroit
Screw
Lions
those guys
to
We're all
only
three sports
100
tonight.
to only 109 yards rushing, I feel like you did a pretty good job bottling up the run game for the most part. David Montgomery had like 150 yards rushing by himself last week, So I feel like the defense did a good enough job. It obviously played into the hand in terms of we had the ball longer than they did. You know what I mean? And part of that's because we gave him short fields.
Yeah, they didn't need it as long as we
for
did.
a touchdown. But we ran more plays. We had time of possession. Again, Goff only threw for 168 yards. I feel like the defense did enough to stifle the run game that it could have went better for us. You just can't. This is too good of an offense, and you have to sell out so much to stop their run game that if they get down into like that within 5 to 10 yards, like that play to Amon-Ra, he scored his touchdown on. You're not going to stop that because if you're playing for that, you're going to give up a rushing touchdown on the next play. Like they're just too good and they have too many weapons. You can't just put the defense in that situation over and over and over again. You can't defend every play all the time. So. Again, it's the story of the season. I thought the defense played plenty good enough to win. Yeah. It was 20-10, and it was still early third quarter. I was like, we made it 20-10. There's still 12 or 13 minutes to go, and I was like, it's crazy that this game feels like it should be almost over already, and we still have essentially an entire half of football. Like there was plenty of time. If we could just sustain one drive, we could have made this thing interesting heading into the fourth. Instead, we've throw interceptions and give up punt returns for touchdowns.
Yeah. I can't remember if it was in the Discord or if it was in the comments on like social media today, but I told somebody I got a feeling this is going to go the way of the Ravens game. And that's exactly what the Ravens game was. It was kind of tight. The defense played well, held them. It was a close game early, in that second half. And then the turnovers and the special team they just give everything up. And by the end of the game, it's 34-10 or what was the Ravens game? 38, 37, 17, something, whatever it was. We got demolished, and that's just how it ends up when you just keep making stupid mistakes.
I'll tell you what the issue was is last week I took the Packers on the money line, and we won because I'm not supposed to win bets. So I should have taken Lions on the money line, and Browns would have shocked the world, and I would have been out some cash again.
Thanks for taking one for the team, brother.
Yes.
Right.
Somebody on here, there's a Lions fan in here. You said, as a Lions fan, I lost it, but I'm paraphrasing. Cleveland is not that far off. I think being a Lions fan, start your younger quarterback. I think I said this last week or even the week before. To me, the Browns feel like that team that's going to really surprise people and be good next year. We're like one more offseason away from being that team that goes from last to first. And I don't even know if we're tied for last with the Baltimore Ravens. So, whose quarterback just got hurt. So who knows what's going to happen there because they have a terrible defense. And if they can't score points, it's going to be tough sledding for the Ravens. But I just think if we have one more, this is going to go down for the Browns as one of the best off seasons they've ever had in terms of especially the draft. If you can do something even close to this again next year, I think the Browns have a chance to be like a very surprising team next year. We got to basically it sucks this year. We got to weather the storm.
Well, this offseason will look a whole lot better if one of Dylan Gabriel or Shedeur Sanders turns out to at least look like they could be the future, because I don't know. You guys, we can talk about this now or, in the future. I'm getting vibes that they might not be interested in quarterback next year. This might be we've got Dylan, we've got Shedeur. We're going to figure some stuff out this year. Next year is going to be for those guys as we continue to build the team. And then we'll see what 2027 looks like. But, I think we need to start seeing Dylan now, like next weekend in Sunday or in London on Sunday. We got to talk about Joe Flacco. He sucks. I think
that's where the frustration is right now. But like across the fan bases, we're 4 games in now, and the Baltimore game got away, and this one obviously got away. But I feel like we were in every one of the games if there was just some type of just competency at offense. And for me, I'm a worrier. I worry that we're going down the same road as last year, like it's the Deshaun circus again. We just every week we go and we go at the press conference. Are we moving forward to the next guy, or are we just going to keep doing this every week? And I think that's where the frustration is. As you see, we could have. Who knows? I don't know. It could have been worse, but how much worse could it really be? I mean, I would think that a young 20-year-old quarterback could move just a little bit better than Joe Flacco. It's just. It's very frustrating.
I agree. Like I think I said last week, I would go to Joe Flacco, but everything reported out of camp was that Joe Flacco was clearly the best quarterback on this roster. Like that's what everybody said. You know what I mean? And your first 4 games were against Cincinnati, Baltimore, Green Bay, and the Lions. It's not a very good place to start your 3rd round rookie quarterback. I would say the biggest knock on moving to Dylan Gabriel now, if you're Kevin Stefanski, is this season's washed. It doesn't matter who plays quarterback. And you're just like, if we think Dylan Gabriel has a chance to be our guy, we can't throw him out there right now just to get murdered and just completely destroy confidence, risk injury before, let's wait till we get to a part of the schedule that is, we all pegged week 7. At the beginning of the season, we all said by week 7, that's when Dylan Gabriel's going to get his chance.
We also thought Joe Flacco would not be this bad. Nobody thought it was going to be this bad. You really? Come on, man. We were all like, Joe Flacco gives us the best chance to win game. Not anymore, man. I've seen enough games. But there ain't no way we're winning games with him.
Some people said that the offense, there's no way the offense could be as bad as last year. And I said, it can definitely be as bad as last year. It can definitely be as bad as last year.
It is.
A huge problem too is Quinshon Judkins helps the run game a lot. Obviously,
Hell yeah.
He's very good, but there's just no threat from the quarterback position. So the defense just does not respect the pass game at all, which makes the running the ball even tougher. Our offensive line, especially now with the injuries Conklin, there's no way you can bring Conklin back at this point. The guy never plays. DeJuan Jones, you can't count on him. The iteration of the offensive line we had today, that's the worst offensive line in football. So you're pairing the worst offensive line in football with a guy who might be slower than me. I'm not fast, guys. I know I might look like a freak athlete up here. I'm not running a fast 40. I promise you.
He looks like he's I don't know, practicing his steps or something on his dropbacks. He's trying to make sure he gets them right because he's going so freaking slow. I'm like, dude, get back and you're dropping. And that's why things aren't working a lot of times, is because he's just not getting to his spot quick enough. He's so slow. We're not winning any games with Joe Flacco.
The decision making too is like Jonathan Vilma said today. He was like, you just don't expect your 18-year vet to make that decision. Is this the first time he's watched Joe Flacco play in the last couple of years?
He's done this a lot in the last, 5, 6, 7 years.
Yeah. I see a lot of people in here talking about if he's not ready, then I'm not telling you I don't want to play him. I'm telling you I can see the argument for why they're not playing him yet. This season gives a sense to me. They sat down at the beginning of the year and they said, here's our plan. And they said, it doesn't matter how bad that plan is. We know we're going to take it on the chin. We know people are going to be screaming at us. We know the whole world's going to be screaming for us to move on. This is the plan. And we're not going to jeopardize the future and make knee-jerk reactions and be short-sighted. They know that this season's a wash because it's not just quarterback. Newsflash, guys. We can put Dylan Gabriel in. This offense will still be garbage because, as I said, we have the worst offensive line in football. It's especially, you're playing, we almost had to put Zach Zinter at right tackle today.
Was he even active?
Yeah, he was.
Okay. Yeah. I saw that. At one point, they were like, if this guy can't go back in the game, they might have to put Zach Zinter out at tackle. So you don't want to throw a rookie to that against the Lions. And then we haven't even talked about the wide receiver core. Jerry Jeudy is a low-end wide receiver too. He had his magical season in a 4-game stretch with Jameis Winston last year that was clearly fool's gold. If you look at his entire career as a whole, he is a low-end wide receiver 2 on just about every other team, and on some teams he would be a wide receiver 3, and he's masquerading in Cleveland as a wide receiver 1. that is an issue. Cedric Tillman, already hurt again today.
Yeah.
Can't stay on the field. That dude, even when healthy, would be a 3 or a 4 on almost every other team in the league. He would not be getting playing time on most of the teams in this league. And we have him run out here as the high-end wide receiver 2 that we're putting a lot of hopes and dreams into. Our offensive line is washed, and we're playing with a quarterback now who, if it wasn't for the Browns, would not be in the NFL.
That's fair.
So just switching out Joe Flacco for Dylan Gabriel, I'm not saying maybe there won't be a spark. There'll be a little bit more juice. We're not going from worst to good just by making the quarterback switch. I hate to break it to you.
No, I mean, you can put the ball right on Jerry Jeudy. We've seen it enough now in 4 games. Not coming down with it. Not very often.
Major drop issues.
So bad. And then, we were talking before the show, the drop from Harold Fannin that went, that was, Joe Flacco threw a lot of real shitty passes today. He threw one real beauty, and it was to Harold Fannin, dropped it right, like you said, Justin, the bread basket. Just the bread basket didn't have a bottom to it. It went right through, hit the ground. It's like, man, you actually made a good throw, and we just can't come down with it. The offense just terrible, man. Just so bad. But the decision-making from Joe, like you were saying, man,
the first interception, I'm watching TV and I'm just going, what the hell is that? What the hell is that? What are we doing? I need an explanation. I really do.
Well, he said that he thought Tillman was running the route down the field, and then he didn't. He said that was his fault, that he misread the play. Joe did. But why'd you throw it? He was clearly not there.
What I'm almost more upset about, this might be a hot take, I'm almost more upset about the second one, because at least the first one, there was some miscommunication. The second one, where are you throwing it to? Even if Jeudy isn't falling down, he's blanketed. There's nobody. Even if Jeudy doesn't fall down, there's a chance that's picked. So that's just bad decision making. At least the first one, there's a cop out of the bad decision making. He was under a little bit of pressure. He thought he was going deep, so he just launched it down there. He didn't get it out of bounds. It gets picked. It's terrible. But at least there's a thought process to it. The second one is just he looked at this and decided to throw that pass. There, we just keep getting that. We're getting all the turnovers from Joe Flacco and none of the magic
spark
that we got.
Yeah, the magic.
Well,
we said the turnovers would come with that.
It helps that, or it hurts that prime Amari Cooper's not walking through the door anytime soon. So, like I said, Joe Flacco is, I would say, the biggest issues with this offense. Joe Flacco's the biggest issue. Your tackles are right up there, and then your wide receiver core. Is there a wide receiver core in the NFL that you would take the Browns over? Off the top of my head, I can't think of a wide receiver core that at least doesn't have a 1. You know what I mean?
Even the 49ers with all their guys hurt, I would still take them because they got Ricky Pearsall.
Yes.
I would take Juwan Jennings.
Yes. I would take Juwan Jennings.
And a heartbeat, bro.
I meant him whenever he was hurt, though. But for sure. Okay. I'm with you on that.
That's like even the Saints, even the Saints have Olave. Even the Panthers have rookie Tet McMillan. If you think about some of these really bad offensive groups, they still have at least that one guy we don't have a 1. We barely have a 2. You know what I mean? We're running a 3 and a 4 out there as our 1 and our 2. It's crazy. Titans. That's a good one, Gage.
I just wanted to point out real quick, I wanted to talk about this. Joseph Jack gave us a super chat here. He said, Shedeur Sanders never had an offensive line for 2 years in college. Just saying, check the tape. And I just want to caution people on, I get all that, the sentiment around Shedeur and what he was able to do in college. That's not going against Aiden Hutchinson and this Detroit Lions front. That's not going against, what we faced last week against Green Bay. Shedeur, I don't know if he's ready for what we're facing on these defensive fronts right now with this line.
No, because good luck finding anybody who is. I mean, we saw Pat Mahomes look terrible in Super Bowls because his tackles were out. He gets blown out, in a Super Bowl. So if you're a Shedeur fan, why would you want to throw him to the Wolves? We
want to see him too. That's the thing.
Yes,
we all want to see him.
We were all 3 Shedeur guys going, you know what I mean? But I don't want to kill the kid. I don't want to ruin him before he even has a chance. We just laid out all the reasons why almost no QB is going to have high success. There's no QB walking through the door that's just going to be like so good that they make this offensive group look good. It's not happening.
Yeah, so here's Lost Soul in the chat says, good question. Why are the Browns protecting a 3rd round and a 5th round pick from playing to see what they got and then say we're going to take another quarterback next year and put them behind this O-line? Like I said earlier, I really do think the Browns are hoping and maybe putting maybe more chips in the basket than they should be, that one of these two guys is going to pan out to be the quarterback for this team. And that's why they're slow playing this with them.
Well, also this historic, this awesome 26 QB class looks like cheeks.
Bad.
Yeah.
Bad.
There isn't a QB so far this year that I'm going, oh, that's the guy I want the Browns to take. I saw a report today that the Browns are looking at trading for a starting caliber left tackle. With DeJuan Jones being out, I would trade one of our 1st round picks next year if for like I'm talking. Obviously, it's got to be a very good
and
a young guy,
yeah, young talented guy.
If there's a guy on a team who's like the Browns, who they have no shot at winning, and they know that, and they got a young like Pro Bowl left tackle, I would trade one of our 1st round picks for that guy this year, just knowing that that's solidified now, and now we have our pick next year for whatever it is we want to use it for. Because that's clearly a position of need. Judkins is clearly a bright spot. Fannin is clearly a bright spot. Dylan Sampson hasn't looked as good since week 1, but I still think he's got some juice there. He's getting into it. But outside of that, I honest to God think you might need a new center, 2 new guards, 2 new tackles, a new quarterback, and 2 new wide receivers. Holy, sure. You know what I mean?
And you might need, depending on what they decide to do with David Njoku, I mean, they're either going to extend him or they're going to trade him, because this is it for him on his contract with the Browns. And if they end up trading him, well, you're going to need a tight end who can fill his role, the more, traditional, prototypical blocking type of tight end who can go out for passes as well. That's not Harold Fannin. We've said that a million times. Like, Harold Fannin is a great playmaker. He can be used out of, fullback, out of the backfield, slot, a little bit in line if you need to, but he is not that guy. So there's a lot of positions we need.
Yeah, it's kind of, I guess I won't say you need 2 new wide receivers. You need at least 1 alpha dog, and then maybe Jerry Jeudy can be your number 2. But the problem is if he's going to be my number 2 and my number 1 alpha is going to be getting doubled, and I need my number 2 to be able to make plays so they can't bracket the number 1 guy the whole game, I can't have my number 2 leading the league in drops.
That's right.
The guy can't catch a cold. He's got a little bit of Greg Little in him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The drops are bad. And I feel kind of bad too, because last year, like you said, might have just been that flash in the pan. I mean, it was the first season in Cleveland, so we all thought, hey, maybe this change of scenery was what Jerry Jeudy needed to be what Jerry Jeudy was supposed to be when he was coming out of Alabama and drafting first round, all this stuff. And all the Denver fans were like, good freaking luck. This guy drops everything. And we're like, psh, look what he's doing. He's doing great with Jameis Winston. He's blowing it up. Nah, he's exactly what they said.
I'll say this, though. I do like Isaiah Bond. I think he presents some nice things on the field for us. So I think that long term, I think that that's something that they've hit on also and kind of hit a home run on, because there's no draft capital. You know what I mean? I think that could be a piece moving forward, as far as once you establish all these other things, there's flashes there with.
No, I agree. I think Isaiah Bond, he got a late start.
Yeah.
I mean, like, he's still
Big time
basically
late
like the rookie,
Yeah.
like he's still in like camp phase right now, learning and that kind of stuff. Like, I think he's got a bright future. Like I said, I think one more offseason like the Browns just had, and we could really do some things next year. I don't know if you can fill every hole for next year, but you can fill enough where the offense isn't historically bad. You know what I mean? Where we can at least be a complementary piece to the defense if you have another good offseason.
What worries me about what they can do in the offseason is just kind of the track record of Andrew Berry we've obviously been able to build a very good defense. Very good. Like the best right now in the league. It's awesome. Offensively, hasn't really hit on any of the linemen he's drafted, hasn't really hit on any of the receivers he's drafted, any of the quarterbacks he's brought in. Obviously made the huge trade for Deshaun Watson. That didn't work. It's like, do we think he is able to build an offense the way he was able to build a defense?
So he's he's got to spend an early round pick on some offense. You know what I mean? You can't keep thinking you're just going to strike gold with your 4th and 5th and 6th round wide receivers. Obviously 4th and 5th round guys hit, like Amon-Ra is a 4th rounder or a 3rd rounder or something like that.
Puka.
But the likelihood, you find most of the time, like you find your best guys, in those first 2 rounds. Like now, for 3 out of the last 4 years, we haven't had a 1st round pick for him to do that with, which is of his own doing. We traded away a 2nd round pick, I believe, 1 year. So you're seeing that now. You're seeing the ripple effects of Deshaun Watson not being good at football.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm talking not even just that though. Like he traded a 2nd round pick for Elijah Moore, and then got a 3rd round pick and picked Cedric Tillman, and it's like I just don't know if he's good at the talent evaluation for some of these offensive positions.
It's definitely. I don't want to say I'm gonna give him leeway, but this draft class at least, like he clearly hit a home run with Judkins, and I think he hit a home run with Fannin, and we think Dylan Sampson's going to be a really nice complementary piece to Quinshon Judkins. I just think his pass blocking is lacking, and as he gets better in that department, we'll start seeing him more, and you'll start seeing less Ford. You're already seeing less Ford, but I think you'll see even more of Sampson and less of Ford. I think Ford's gone after this year for sure.
Yeah.
And then, so I think, and like we just talked about Bond. So I know it's up until this season, not a lot of stuff to make you think like, yeah, this guy can do it, but he is coming off his best offseason and best draft since he's been here. So can he stack 2 in a row? That's going to be the interesting question moving forward.
Yeah. I see Franklin says, I think Shador's ready. Stop babying him. Guys, remember the 3rd preseason game where he played behind a lackluster offensive line against like 5th string Rams defenders who aren't even in the NFL right now? The pressure was too much. He couldn't do it behind that line. What's he going to do behind this line against 1st string elite talent on these defenses?
Yeah, like trust me, we're all Shador guys. I don't know how many times we have to say this on this show, but he was playing with no run game and no line in the Big 12 or the Big 12. Right? Or no, the I don't even know, the Pac-12, whatever it is, whatever soft, terrible conference they're in right now. I'm having a brain fart. He wasn't playing against NFL talent. You know what I mean? Like you said, he looked great in that 1st preseason game. He looked awful in the 2nd one. All these people who you're saying, we know he's ready. Well, the whole league didn't think he was ready because he fell into the 5th round. Let's just be patient. Let's do something that Browns fans don't normally do. And let's just be patient. We made a colossal mistake with Deshaun Watson. Colossal. But if you think the guys are still the right guys, then allow them to fix it. And this offseason was the first step to fixing. This was the first offseason we had no premonition of Deshaun Watson being on this team. You know what I mean? We didn't come into this year thinking Deshaun was going to be our quarterback, and then something happened. This entire organization has officially moved away from Deshaun Watson. This is the first offseason that the decisions we've made have been with that in mind, of not having Deshaun Watson. This is the first offseason of like fixing that issue, and they knocked it out of the park. So let's just be patient and see what happens.
Yep. Okay, let's take a quick commercial break here, and then we will get to mixed voicemail on the other side.
It's Kelly Clarkson here to talk all things Wayfair, the best place to buy furniture, decor, and anything else you can think of to create a home you absolutely love. I know when I shop with Wayfair, I find options for every style, whether I'm feeling boho or farmhouse, modern, traditional, French country. I can find exactly what I need for my home and more. No matter your space, style, or budget, shop Wayfair.com to make your home way more you.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
If you're a custodial supervisor at a local high school, you know that cleanliness is key, and that the best place to get cleaning supplies is from Grainger. Grainger helps you stay fully stocked on the products you trust, from paper towels and disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Plus, you can rely on Grainger for easy reordering, so you never run out of what you need. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This episode is sponsored by Manly Bands. Browns fans, it's time to kick off the NFL season, and it's also time for you to kick off your wedding band game. Head to manlybands.com right now for their fall wedding sale. Get 30% off site-wide, plus use promo code CAMP25, CAMP25, to get an extra $25 off your order. Manly Bands has the most unique, handcrafted wedding bands for men, and they've got a huge selection, so many different styles, materials, and collections to choose from. Plus, they've got manly gifts for any situation you need, whether you're getting married and you need groomsmen gifts. They've got barware, they've got chains, bracelets, they've got gifts for retirement, and they've got your everyday stuff like lighters and coffee mugs. They've even got ear pods and some pretty cool t-shirts as well. So dive into football season this fall. Head to manlybands.com, 30% off with the fall wedding sale, and get an extra $25 off your order with promo code CAMP25. That's manlybands.com/dogs.
Since 1989, Mount Hope Fence has set the standard in outdoor living. From decks and railings to fences and patios, we've got you covered. Our lineup features top brands like TimberTech, AlumaGuard, Preferred Railing, and Unilock, along with our own premium Duralux vinyl products. For over 30 years, we've partnered with contractors ensuring reliable job site delivery. Discover quality and excellence in all things outdoors with Mount Hope Fence.
Welcome back. Thank you guys for staying with us. So do we want to get to a second voicemail before we get too far into this thing?
Yes, sir. This one's from Mick.
All right, guys. It's Mick from San Diego. It's time. We need to see what our rookie quarterbacks can do. All of our other rookies have paid off. I love Joe Flacco, but he's not doing anything for us. I don't care about the drop passes or anything. He doesn't present any opportunity for us to win. I know we got the Vikings and the Steelers next, but we need to see what we got so that we can start planning for next year. Our line's getting old, so I don't want to draft another quarterback in the very first round. So we need to see what our quarterbacks can do and start working towards it. We looked good early, and then obviously our offense can't stay on the field long enough to get our defense a break. So that's what ended up happening. All right, on to next week. Go Browns.
I'm with the the defense on the field. That didn't even happen today. We were on the field longer than they were. We gave them the ball in short position field the entire two times, then gave up a punt return for a touchdown. But I want to go to the thing that showed Joe Flacco, like, that he just can't play this position today. There's one play in particular outside of the turnovers was he's scrambling for a first down. It's like 2nd and 1 or 2nd and 3, and he scrambles, and this dude, it can clearly get the first down. Like, I don't understand. And he slid for a 1 yard gain or something like that. And I'm like, Joe, that guy was 10 steps away from you. You couldn't, he was so slow. And he knows that if he dives, it might be a career ender. He might be getting destroyed, turned to dust. And he knows that. So he can't even take those chances. I saw that play and I was like, this guy shouldn't be in. And I was arguing with people in the Discord about, I understand why they haven't put him in yet. It doesn't mean I don't think that they shouldn't move to Dylan Gabriel. Like, that he would have scrambled for the first down. You know, it's just, I saw that play and was just like, that was bad.
I think hang on, I'll let you go, Justin. But my biggest thing with Joe Flacco is how it's hurting this team, I think, because they quit today. And I don't blame them. I mean, they weren't going to come back and win or anything, but you could just see, like, they were done. They were done. They know there's no hope. And we saw that last year. And that's what I didn't want to see, was the same quit from the guys on the field, the same body language that we saw last year when the team just knew, dude, we don't even have a tiny chance of moving the ball.
That's fair. I guess just to say what you were talking about, as far as last year, like the loser mentality thing, and we were like, it doesn't really affect anything going forward. We almost lost our best player because of it. We literally almost lost Myles Garrett because we were so bad. He had literally given up hope on the team and the direction. As far as like the quarterbacks, I'm ready. I'm very ready to move forward. I think that the time is now. I was a little bit worried about the London game. I don't know if Minnesota is good or not. But the Steelers the week after, I think that could be like as far as like a confidence game, that could be a confidence breaker game. That could be a game where Blake, you're talking about, he could get banged up, destroyed. Like they will full send on him. That one makes me nervous, but I mean, Miami after that, I feel like that's a smooth transition one where I wouldn't be worried about throwing him out there and seeing what he can do. And we're in a situation where we have 2 rookie quarterbacks. If we do need to see what we have. And obviously, I think we do think that those guys are going to get ample time this season, probably next season. But I'm just ready. I'm in the camp where I feel like Dylan Gabriel maybe have given us a chance in some of these games. And I never really felt like that in the offseason. And I'm not even saying he does, but I know that Joe Flacco doesn't. And it sucks. It sucks, but it's not 2023 anymore. That ship sailed big time. I think you just have to move forward and just at least give these kids a chance, like to show that they're ready.
I think the London game, like that's a safe place to let him start.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's not going to be in front of a home crowd getting booed. He's not going to be on the road playing in a hostile environment. He's just kind of like they're over there doing their own thing. Everybody over there likes all the NFL teams. They're cheering both teams. Like to me, that's a good. In Minnesota is not. They're not terrible, but they're they're not. I don't want his first start to be the Steelers.
No,
right.
You know what I mean? Is that first game too? Is that in Pittsburgh?
Yes.
Like my first start's not going to be in Pittsburgh as a rookie quarterback. You know what I mean? So start in London because I don't want to watch Joe for 2 more games. You know what I mean? But if Joe starts in London, then in my opinion, Joe's got to start in Pittsburgh because I'm not putting Dylan Gabriel for his first start on the road in Pittsburgh against TJ Watt with whatever grocery bagger we have playing right tackle.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I'm just not doing that. So I feel like if Dylan doesn't start against the Vikings in London, Joe's got to play 2 more games. And I just don't want to watch that for 2 more games. So let's just do it now. Let him go out there, get a game under his belt. Then he can go into Pittsburgh. It might get ugly, but at least it's not his first start. He's got a game under his belt. You know, 2 weeks of preparing as the starter, and then we go into the maybe slightly, I'll call it easier part of the schedule. There's no easy games, but you know what I'm saying. So I feel like I'm with you guys. I don't think Dylan Gabriel is going to make the offense good, but like you said, Justin, we know the offense is bad with Joe. So just do it. Like, let's just do it.
Like Nike.
Yeah, and the thing with London and the Vikings, and not to like jump ahead because we'll do a preview show obviously later in the week, but I feel like if you wanted to set Dylan Gabriel up in a situation in a game where there's a good chance it's going to be competitive and there's maybe a little chance you might even be able to pull off a win kind of like you did against the Packers, it's probably this game against the Vikings because I don't even know the status of J.J. McCarthy and his injury, but even if it's Carson Wentz, like this defense is going to get after them. And I think we can force whoever's playing quarterback into enough mistakes. And if we give Dylan Gabriel, because I think that he can be mobile. He can move around the pocket. He can extend the play. He can find a guy breaking open where if they're not open right away, Joe Flacco is not getting the ball to him because he can't move. He can't create windows. He can't create new opportunities within the play. It's just over. If it doesn't work right away, it's over. Where Dylan Gabriel, different story. At least I hope.
No, I agree. I think this is a good spot to give him his first start. And I think, like you said, that the Vikings offense, they got playmakers all over the field, but they made a huge mistake, in my opinion, by letting Sam Darnold walk. And because I don't think J.J. McCarthy is any. Could you imagine J.J. McCarthy against this defense?
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Like
that's a recipe.
Now we're saying who can score the fewest points.
I think we force multiple turnovers, no matter who's playing quarterback for the Vikings. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but Carson Wentz is a turnover-prone quarterback. We've seen that for his last, basically since his one MVP types here. And JJ McCarthy, same thing. Like he will not be able to handle this defense. We will force turnovers. So just go like Dylan, get his first start. Like this is the best place for him to do it. And then if we win that game against the Vikings, I know like it feels like the sky is falling.
It's not.
The Browns will be 2-3 through the gauntlet of the schedule. Through the schedule that we all pretty much thought we were going to be 0-6, 0-5. Like all of a sudden then you got Dolphins, Patriots, and somebody else
Raiders.
coming up and Raiders. Like all of a sudden you're going, we're 2-3 through the hardest through the part of the schedule that's supposed to murder us. We're still alive in this thing, especially with Baltimore's only got one win right now. Like the Bengals are playing with a backup quarterback for the next 4 months. Like the season's still there. So just, I'm with you guys. Like we know what Joe can't do. So just rip the Band-Aid off and get Dylan Gabriel in there.
Let me fire off these opponents that we have coming up. Let's say, so we have Vikings, Steelers, obviously. After that, home against the Dolphins. That's a good situation. Patriots at Patriots, Jets, Ravens at home, and then the Raiders.
The Ravens at home is one of those. How hurt is Lamar?
I got an update on my phone while we were on here, but I didn't read it. So talk real quick.
Like,
and then,
is he still going to be out? Is it Cooper Rush? Because all of a sudden that game looks more winnable. And again, it's tough to sit here and say games look winnable when we can't score points.
I know we're doing the thing again like we did last week, getting down the schedule. But I mean, and you said it multiple times already. Quarterback is a major issue. Like that is the number one issue, but it's not the only one. We're going to struggle with this O-line. I mean, Judkins is running well, but he's struggling too. And if he's struggling, you're not blocking well because this guy can take a little bit and make a lot. We've seen it now already in limited time. And it's like sometimes I'm like, man, he's just, as soon as he gets the ball, boom, getting hit at the line. Like, geez, guys, like just give him a little seam or something. And then the receiving. Like, what the hell are we going to do? I mean, actually, you know what? Let me rip off this voicemail from Joe real quick.
Hey, this is Joe. I don't know what's going on with the Browns. Nobody does, but we had a great first drive. That turned into a shit show, to say less. I don't know if we can say that on here, but we had a great first drive to start the game. And we felt like we didn't know what to do with the ball after that. Harold Fannin and Jerry Jeudy with the drops when it was very crucial. Harold Fannin, I know, has been very good to us lately, but Jerry Jeudy, like, why is he even still our quote-unquote number one receiver? This guy is a train wreck. I know we can't do really much, but are there any other guys we can bring in at this point? Like free agents at all? I don't even know if we have any money now because of the whole Deshaun Watson thing, but I was just curious of what your guys' thoughts were. Thanks, guys. Go Dogs.
You're not bringing anybody in right now. You're 4 weeks in. It's a wash. Like that's why when I'm watching these games, obviously I want to win. It sucks losing, but I'm looking at things like, are we playing hard? Do we have are we getting penalties? All that kind of stuff. Because the wins are most likely going to be few and far between.
Yeah.
What else was I?
I'd say the only way we're getting a receiver is via trade. And I know you mentioned earlier talk about maybe trying to go trade for a left tackle. Do they take the same approach with a wide receiver? You kind of see Andrew Berry tend to trade for players that he's not able to draft. Whether he will openly admit that he can't really draft a receiver or not, he's traded for more than he's tried to draft. Let's put it that way.
I don't even know who would be available out there. I saw somebody said that Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be the next Andrew Berry reclamation project. I hope Marvin Harrison gets it together. He ended up coming on. He had a good second half the other day, so I felt good for him.
He struggled with the drops too, though. I mean, you can tell he's got the yips.
I think
he's talented.
He hasn't been a major focal point of their offense. I think that mentally is a struggle, and then all of a sudden you get the ball randomly. And I don't want to make. This is not an Arizona Cardinals, but we're all Buckeyes fans. But yeah, I saw a comment about him. I don't even know who would be like a potential trade target because you'd have to find somebody who's got a team that's just not in it. You know what I mean? That's willing to make that trade. And I don't even know off the top of my head who would be in that situation. But like we said, the offense is not good this year. If we had a better offensive line. If you kept Flacco, this wide receiver group, and gave us the offensive line from 4 years ago, it would look a little bit better at least because we'd have Judkins running the ball. But like we said, go find me the offense in this league that you would take over the Browns over. The Titans was the only one I've seen that's even close. We said this. I said at least I did coming into the season. This is the worst offensive roster in the National Football League. We have a quarterback on our team right now who would not be in football if he wasn't starting. He's starting for the Cleveland Browns. He would not be in football if he wasn't on this team. And we think we're going to be good on offense. He quarterbacked the same team last year that Daniel Jones is playing with this year. It's like the same running backs, the same offensive line, the same wide receivers, and he looks like a potential MVP candidate. And Joe Flacco couldn't play and win and score with that team. What makes you think you're then going to put him on a team with a worse offensive line, a way worse receiver group, and think you're going to get any kind of production? It's not going to happen.
It's bad. It is bad. It's so hard to watch. Like, every play looks like a struggle. Like,
if we're talking about the free agents that can potentially be on this team, like I looked the list up, it's guys that are already on this team before. They're not going to be here. It's Odell Beckham's. It's guys that just retired recently, Amari Cooper's. Yeah. It's it's not good. It's not anybody that would. It's not anybody that would add anything to our offense.
And that's why I have concerns, obviously, about Andrew Berry in the front office being able to build an offense that's going to be any good. Now, obviously, like I said, we've seen what they can do with the defense. It's good. Yes, they had a nice draft this year, or so we think. I mean, obviously, it's early, but everybody looks good. If they hit on one of these quarterbacks, it's a whole different story now. Like, that just escalates things.
I already think this is like a historic draft. If one of these quarterbacks turns out to be the guy,
yes,
it's like one of the best drafts any team.
It's like a walk-off in the 10th.
I was talking to people last week, family and stuff, like on vacation. They said, about this draft. I said, I thought the trade with the Jaguars turned out looking like it's pretty good. Mason Graham, great pick so far. I mean, he was the top-rated DT in the class, so okay, good pick. And then, Judkins, like my dad was like, well, he drafted Judkins. I'm like, I would have drafted Judkins. Like, I watched him at Ohio State. I knew he was good. I'm not shocked that Judkins is good. I'm glad that he went ahead and picked him. Schlesinger, one of the top 1, 2, 3 ranked linebacker in the class. Like, okay. So I don't feel like Andrew Berry got hidden gems. I mean, Harold Fannin was the leading receiver in all of college football.
We knew did exactly what we said to do, though. We didn't want
that's what I'm saying.
For hidden. Yeah. We quit looking for hidden gems.
Take the obvious picks.
Yes.
Right.
So I'm happy he did. It's the first time he's done it, and it worked.
Right. And then now, so we've got 5 years of him trying to be super smart and take these hidden gems, and they all suck. And then we got 1 year of him taking the obvious picks, the football guys, and it's working out.
Part of that too, though, I agree, and part of having to find the hidden gems we didn't have any first round picks. What another thing I saw some people talking about today was like, because Jackson Dart played well, and they're like, man, we should have taken Jackson Dart. And I'm like, it's tough for me to complain about this draft class if I'm a Cleveland Browns fan. You know what I mean? Like, if you take Jackson Dart, then you don't have Quinshad Judkins. If you know what I mean? If you, like, Mason Graham, Quinshad Judkins, Carson Schlesinger, those dudes, Harold Fannin, those are like cornerstones of your team probably for like the next 5 years, 6 years. Yep. You hit on every single one of those picks. So it's hard for me to complain about the draft. You can't address, this team had 50 holes. You couldn't have drafted in one single offseason and one single draft.
No, but then that's kind of my concern though about the offense next year. Oh crap, Justin left.
I wonder if his internet went out.
Maybe it did. I think I can fix this. There we go. Cool.
All right.
Anyway.
We're doing it live
now. We're doing it
live.
He's back.
Got kicked. Sorry.
So, but, like you said, we couldn't fix all the holes in one draft. And the ones that he did try to fix, with these guys seem to be working out pretty well. That's great. He's going to have to hit on every single one again next year with as many holes as we have. Like you said, we need all 5 new linemen.
Yeah.
Like that, whether it's drafting guys, free agency, trading for people, whatever. None of these 5 guys can be starters next year that we're starting this year.
The only thing I could think, the only way I would say like Wyatt Teller could maybe play but you have to put other good, like he has to be your worst one.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like But other than that, like Joel Bitonio is going to retire. Like he's got to be going, why am I even here now? You know what I mean? And DeJuan Jones, you obviously can't count on him. His injury, it sucks. It's not his fault, but it is what it is. It's another year of not being able to play. Jack Conklin's not going to be on this team anymore. Ethan Posick has regressed every single year. Maybe Taylor will get fired in Tennessee, and not Taylor Callahan. We'll get Coach Callahan back in here to coach the offensive lineup. But because it seemed like for a while it didn't matter who we put in on the offensive line, they'd end up playing great. You know, and now that's not the case anymore. This offensive line got real bad real quick. We also talked about how Nick Chubb might have made some of these guys look better than what they really were.
That's fair. What else do we want to talk about here?
Worthy if Kevin rotated DG and DS to see if either one creates a spark. I think you just got to go to Dylan Gabriel first and just see how it goes. And if he's playing well and he's showing you things, then you stick with him. And if you get 4 games in and he's not doing anything, and then you make the switch to Shedeur and you stick with him. I think if you don't allow anybody to get in any kind of rhythm, build any kind of chemistry with your guys. I just think that would do more detriment than good. Because again, it sucks to hear as fans, but the goal right now, wins and losses, just you're here to see how good you're going to be next year. That sucks, but that's just it is what it is.
So if we do the Manly Band's Manliest Performance of the Week this week,
yeah, I got one.
Okay, you actually have some.
Hell yeah, Quinshon Judkins.
Okay, I figured that'd be the only one we could come away with.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
you know,
that's who I was going to pick because I don't
really
know. I mean,
literally is bringing some life to the run game. We didn't have a run game for a while now. And it looks like this dude is going to be fine. And especially once Josh, we were talking about it. You put an offensive line that can actually create like lanes to run through. Man, this kid's going to be good. I'm very, very excited for him.
One thing they said on the broadcast that I wanted to mention, I'm glad you said that. They said the thing about Quinshon Judkins is he doesn't dance. He's not looking to dance. He's not looking to juke or wiggle. As soon as you get the ball in his hand, he's north. Where's the fastest direction to north? And he's there.
Yep. And he's not avoiding contact.
No, they said, seeking contact.
Yeah.
My manliest performer of the game, I'm going to give it to Denzel Ward.
Cool.
Sure.
He had the interception. And then I'll tell you the play that really stands out to me. It was 4th and 2, 4th and 3 for the Lions, and they ran that little toss to Jahmyr Gibbs, and they pulled Penei Sewell out to lead block for him out there, and Denzel Ward took on the Penei Sewell block head on, stood him up to make it so Jahmyr Gibbs couldn't cut up for that first down. It got stretched out and he ended up running out of bounds. We stopped him on 4th down. And I was like, Denzel Ward's a $180 soaking wet, taking on a block from Penei Sewell in the open field. Tell me this defense isn't out here competing. So he's going to be my not even for the interception, just for taking on a block from a tackle head on in the open field. So that's my manliest performer of the week.
A very good one.
I guess if I had to pick somebody different, because I would have definitely gone Quinshon, but I mean, Myles Garrett's out there busting it. I know the stat sheet doesn't really show much, but I mean, if we were counting how many holds didn't get called,
oh my God,
we could do that every game with Myles Garrett. But you know, and people will always say, well, you know, he didn't have a sack or he didn't have this or that. It's like, guys, just watch the game. A lot of times, there's no way they're not going to let him get to the quarterback. They're just not going to do it. They're going to grab him by the throat, grab him, whatever, and. You know, you could just kind of see the defeat on his face late in the game when he was sitting on the sideline. It's like, man, I really hope this does not spiral. And that goes back to why I think they got to make a switch at quarterback.
I agree. Their first touchdown drive today, by the way, every play, they were tackling us. It was sickening. I saw a comment in here that said, something about speed. We need speed. I feel like I've been pounding the table for that for 3 years, and not Anthony Schwartz track speed. We need football speeds. Our offense is, I think calling our offense Jags would be an insult to Jags. because like we would be better if we had just guys on offense. We have bad offensive players, so we need speed in the worst. Speed kills. Look at Miami, what they were able to do on offense, like when Tyreek first got there, before he started, getting older and having some injuries, and Tua's, getting concussed every other game. That first year when they had Mostert at running back, and I forget who their other running back was before A-Chain was there, and
Jeff
they
Wilson.
had Jeff Wilson, another like 4-2 guy, and then they had Tyreek Hill and Waddle. Look what they were able to do on. Tua look like a Pro Bowler because speed kills. You can't coach speed, especially football speed, not track speed. And we've rarely, even when we have good players like Amari Cooper, he's not a speed guy. He was a tactician. We need guys that can just flat out run, and you just give them the ball and they just go. We don't have that ever.
Yeah. When you're listening to like a podcast on your app and you can like turn up to like 1.5 or 2 times speed so it goes faster so you get through it faster or whatever, or you can slow it down to like half speed. I feel like the Browns are always on the half speed and we're playing against teams that are on 2 times speed. And I'm like, why do we look so freaking slow? Like everybody just stuck in mud. We say it all the time. It just look terrible out there.
It's frustrating. I just want, like we said, with the offense needs a complete overhaul in terms of personnel, and it's not going to happen this season. If we want a chance to win games, it's going to, like we said at the beginning of the show, as we're wrapping up, the defense has to. They know that they have to carry, and the offense just can't turn the ball over and give them short fields, and we can't give up punt returns for touchdowns. Like, we're going to have to try to win games 14-13, 14-10, 17-14, where they're going to have to be one-score games going into the fourth where the defense is still playing hard. We force a turnover late. We get a short field. That's how this team honestly, that's how they're built right now in terms of the offensive personnel we have, and that's how it's going to be done. And if your offense can't stop turning the ball over, it's just not going to happen. You're not going to have a shot. I still think even if the offense plays perfect, it's going to be tough sledding. You're going to have to win ugly. You're going to have to get some balls to bounce your way, but you'll have a shot. If the offense is giving the ball the team 2 times and you're giving up a punt return for a touchdown, you have no shot.
Nope.
Even good teams, if you lose the turnover battle 3-0 or 2-1, you're going to probably lose. That's just the nature of the beast. You're giving them more opportunities, especially on that side of the field. If you give up short field situations, you're literally just leaving your defense out to hang. It's awful.
Especially when you turn it over and it leads directly to points, whether it's a pick six or today a punt return. I know it's not a turnover, but you're trying to give the ball to them, try to pin them back, and you let them take it 65 yards back for 7 more points on their scoreboard. And then 2 weeks ago, block kick. Right? Or block punt, return for a touchdown. It's like, geez, guys.
I don't know how you guys feel, but every time I watch a kickoff or a punt for the Browns, I'm holding my breath.
Baby.
I'm holding my breath, and I'm going, man, I don't know. That could have broke. Thank gosh we grabbed a shoestring on that. It's frustrating.
It's happening a lot, though, at least on kickoff. I think you're seeing this kickoff rules really affecting games. Like, it's the kickers. I mean, you just saw the Cardinals lose because the kicker kicked it short of that like the entry zone or whatever the official term
zone
is. Like, you're seeing there's been more kickoff returns for touchdowns. Kicks are getting returned. At this point, basically, like, if you keep them in front of the 35, you did a good job. It's tough. I mean, you can't move until the guy catches the ball, and the guy catches the ball runs a 4-2. So I do think that is obviously, I don't want them to break it, and I don't even like it when it almost gets broke, but I think you're seeing more of that because of the kickoff rule. The punt, there's no excuse for the punt. Yeah. You know what I mean? There's none.
Except I don't really see it with our kickoff return. Like, I feel like we're starting at the 20 or the 22 a lot, and it's like, what the hell, guys?
I don't know what DeAndre Carter is on this team for.
I'm done. Come on. Just
let Larvidan play or something. Like,
yeah, get Floria up here.
Bond?
But I don't know if they want to put him on kickoff return because I think they think he's got a shot.
Okay.
We need him on offense.
Well, what about Jerome Ford? He used to return kicks and stuff. I feel like he gets the ball. I know, but we're not using him anywhere else, or at least we shouldn't be.
I agree.
Or Samson.
Would be all right.
We got
Samson. I would be on board with.
I agree. But all right, well, are we wrapping this thing up?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Well,
Another great
guys,
Sunday for the Cleveland Browns.
Hey, it was a great Sunday for your Cleveland Guardians / Indians, taking in the Central Division today. Welcoming the Detroit Tigers to Cleveland.
Damn right.
Hopefully get a clean sweep. Magical run. Let's end this show on a good note, guys.
Yes.
If you're not watching Cleveland baseball, guys,
what the hell are you doing with your life?
How can you not be romantic about baseball? It's one of the best movie quotes. This season was legitimately, it was like watching Major League in real life.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. Even then, to clinch the playoff spot with a walk-off hit by pitch, and then the next day to clinch the division with a walk-off home run in the 10th, just you literally can't write this stuff.
No.
Well, brother, there's only one thing left to do, man.
Oh, I know. I've been sending the GIF out for weeks.
Yes.
Win the whole fucking thing.
You're damn right, brother.
I watched when we tied the division the other night. I was so pumped. I watched Major League.
I watched it a week ago just to get myself, get the vibes right.
It's so good. So, at least we have that going for us. And the Cavs will be starting up in a month or two, and they'll most likely be good again. So,
yes,
it's not all doom and gloom. Let's watch our rookies. Let's hope let's get DG in there, and then let's just cheer on our teams that are actually good. And then we'll revisit this next year on the podcast. But we appreciate you guys being here, hanging out with us on a late Sunday night, talking Browns football. Again, if you want to talk all the time, all week, 24/7, just jointhedogs.com, become an official Dog Pack member. If you want to get thoughts and intros on the show, head to thedogspodcast.com. Just tap leave voicemail on the drop-down menu. We'll play your voicemail on the show. We appreciate you guys being here once again, and we'll see you guys later next week, hopefully talking about a QB change and previewing the matchup with the Vikings in London.
Roll Tribe.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Dogs Podcast. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Twitter at the Dogs Podcast. Get your thoughts on the show at thedogspodcast.com.
BetterHelp. Browns fans, if you're like me, the stresses in life only increase the older you get. Your family, your job, your bank account, just a few things that drive the cycle of stress every day. And if you have people constantly depending on you, it can put a heavy weight on your mental health. What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? Why does no one appreciate everything I'm trying to do for them? If these thoughts have ever darkened your day, 1, you're not alone, and 2, I highly recommend talking to someone, and that's where BetterHelp could be the right resource for you. Head to BetterHelp, HELP.com/dogs, DAWGS for 10% off your first month of talk therapy. Just fill out a simple questionnaire and BetterHelp will match you with the best therapist for your needs. And if it's not the right fit, you can switch therapists at any time for no extra cost. BetterHelp is 100% online. You can talk with your therapist on the phone, via face chat, or even through text message. Your therapist will listen, ask questions, and help you see things from new perspectives. So what are you waiting for? Take the first step to making positive improvements in your life. Head to BetterHelp.com/dogs now for 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/dogs for 10% off your first month.
If you're a custodial supervisor at a local high school, you know that cleanliness is key, and that the best place to get cleaning supplies is from Grainger. Grainger helps you stay fully stocked on the products you trust, from paper towels and disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Plus, you can rely on Grainger for easy reordering, so you never run out of what you need. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.